This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle TV in association with MTK Global. We're at the press. This is a really random place here.
It is random, but
18th of May, Stevenage Football Club, Billy Joe Saunders versus Isufi interim title. Could this be elevated to the full title?
ask Uncle Frank,
What have you been told?
the opponent, and the date.
Yeah, you don't get involved in the other talks there. Yeah, it is a bit of a random one, but it kind of, yeah, why not? I mean, Billy Joe's obviously from around this area, and
Yeah, there's a lot of. Do you know what? You get a lot of talent from around this area as well, so I'm sure there'll be a good undercard as well.
definitely. You're back working with Billy Joe Saunders.
Not really back.
You are, because you already coached him for his fight with Akovov.
I didn't.
You did. You was in the corner. I was there. I
Yeah,
saw you.
there's a difference between
And you
training
got-
someone for a fight and sort of stepping in a few days before to do a favour.
So you don't kind of count this as a reunion?
No, because I've never took control of Billy Joe for a training camp, but we've always worked together for many years.
The amount of stick you got on that night as well.
I
And
know.
no one knew you were then, did they?
That's how it works, though, doesn't it? But listen, if anybody that I trained had a bad performance, I'd get stick. If they have a good performance, then you're the best. So you just got, it is what it is.
Is it a case of, how'd you like me now?
Exactly, it's what it is. But that is everybody in any sport, really.
Talk to me about how this happened. It's kind of, we haven't really kind of got the full SP on his kind of split, which seems to be kind of an amicable split with Dominic Ingle, from what Dominic was saying the other day. He didn't go too much into specific details, but can you enlighten us any more on that split with Billy Joe?
Well, I can't enlighten you on the split because split's like, I don't think it was like that. I just think that.
Like an old girlfriend, you don't?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like they've had a row or something. It wasn't like that. I think Billy Joe just found himself in a situation where he sort of made Sheffield home.
Yeah.
And he has to sort of go away for his training camps. I think he just felt like he needed a change after a year of inactivity. And I know he boxed in December, but it wasn't exactly ideal, was it? But the situation is what it is.
So, all right. How you doing? Oh, all right, Finch. How are you? All right? Billy Joe's granddad's there. It's serious, this is. So, he approached you and said,
Yeah.
how did that
spoke on
conversation
the
go?
phone. Very normal. It wasn't like a random person on the phone. So, just had a chat and that was it. Listen, we've worked together, like done bits on technical side of things for many years, and we've done a couple of sessions a couple of weeks ago, and then he gave me a call and spoke about the idea, and then that was it.
Did you have to consider it, considering obviously your full-time work with Tyson
Not really,
as well now?
not really, because it's difficult because, see, I first started off with Billy Joe. First started getting into coaching, working with Billy Joe, and then when we was in Spain and Tyson come along, obviously he put me and Tyson together, and we started working there. And when Tyson was in a bit of a situation, now Billy Joe's sort of in a situation, not a bad situation in life, but you know, his boxing career, he knows he needs to step on it this year if he wants to achieve what his talent should what's the word I'm looking for? To live up to what his talent should deserve.
There we go.
Along them lines, anyway, lost for words there. But so you know, he's in a situation now, and obviously, you know, it's a chance for me and Tyson to return the favour in that sort of respect, to say all work together and help each other push on. And one thing that always stays in with me is Paris said to me a long time ago that she said of all the people, she always remembers Billy Joe always ringing Tyson when he was in a bad place, always ringing him, trying to encourage him to get back to the gym, get back training, and she always remembers that, you know. And she said she's always thankful for that, and it's like a family unit, it's a team, and like I say, it's not like a random person joining into the camp.
So your situation in regards to training Billy Joe, you're full-time going with Billy Joe? Yeah, you are.
What do you mean full-time?
Well, you're full-time. It's not like kind of a trial period just to see how things go again. And
Oh, yeah.
but you're going full-time with him?
Yeah.
You're kind of like the official trainer to Travellers, aren't you?
It is like that, isn't it?
You got
Yeah.
Isaac, obviously.
Yeah.
Tyson, Billy Joe. Is that the criteria now to be trained by Ben Davison?
Well, you have to bring your gypsy licence to me to be trained by me just for proof.
But it kind of works well because they're so close, like Isaac,
Exactly,
Billy,
yeah.
and Tyson, and it must make life a lot easier, kind of on all fronts, kind of.
Of course, and they all get on, and they're all trying to push each other on, which does help. It does really help. But when you take too many on, it can be a bit difficult. So it's there's a good balance there.
Absolutely. Now Tyson Fury announced his opponent.
Right. All right, mate.
On BT Sport the other day, Tom Schwartz, 24-0, 18 KOs. As far as I know, the venue is still to be confirmed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I don't get involved in those fronts.
No, obviously not. But yeah, he announced it as the Thomas and Mack Centre in Las Vegas, but still Las Vegas. But the venue hasn't been 100% confirmed.
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently. Okay. Talk to me about this Tom Schwartz then.
What do you want to know?
A little bit of stick online.
Yeah.
Which is
Bound
to
to
be
be.
expected if you're going from Wilder to pretty much anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you was going from Wilder to Joshua, I suppose, then anyone's going to have their
even then,
opinion.
some people would say, "Oh, you didn't want to fight Wilder, and you can't win, can you?"
All right. So you obviously discussed the opponent with Tyson. Why Tom Schwartz?
A few names got sent across, and we had a look. Obviously, we don't want to go from to make the adjustment of somebody big to somebody small to have to go back to somebody big, because the other two elite fighters that we're looking to make the fights with are obviously 6'6" plus. So that was a criteria that we wanted somebody big, and when you have a look, we wanted somebody in the top 5, and who have you got? You got Pulev, who's mandatory for Joshua, and he's obviously in line for a big payday. Rivers is who we spoke about.
What happened with Oscar Rivers?
Oscar Rivers is 6 foot, so like I say, it's an adjustment to have to go from somebody big to somebody small to have to go back to somebody big again. Then who else was there? Dillian White's in a position where he's discussing with ESPN, Fox, Sky, DAZN, and this and that, so trying to negotiate the best position for him, which is completely understandable. But obviously, it puts him in a bit of a situation where he doesn't know whether he's coming or going at the minute. Miller's taken up by Joshua, Brazil's taken up by Wilder, and Tom Schwartz, number 2 with the WBO, also number 9 with the IBF. So he's ranked in the top 10 with 2 organisations. He was, when the fight got sent to us as well, he was number 11 on BoxRec. I don't know what happened there, but all of a sudden that got changed, and it was one of them. Listen, we're not trying to make a career off of avoiding the big uns, because Tyson's the one who jumped up and took the fight, Wilder. But really, he shouldn't have, to be honest.
Do you know what? I will go back to saying this. When the fight was announced with Wilder, a lot of people were saying at the time, "Oh, he could have done with one more." A lot of people were saying, in an ideal world, I asked the question to Frank, many other media outlets said to Frank, in an ideal world, you would have liked to have had, and Tyson said himself he would like to have had one more fight. So if you kind of take that into equation, then this could be deemed as kind of that, because that fight happened sooner than expected anyway.
Exactly. So Tyson's shown that he'll always step up to the mark and take the risk. He went to Klitschko's backyard, gone to Wilder's backyard. Who else has done that out of them two? Nobody. And when you discuss with them about coming to us, the conversation goes dead. But I don't know, hopefully we can get them fights made. But at the end of the day, the situation they was trying to negotiate with Wilder's team, it didn't look like that we was going to be able to get them on our platform right away. So we couldn't afford to sit still, and we had to get something done.
Are you?
No, he's not.
What, Frank? Creeping
right?
up on me. How are you, alright?
All right, my son, you good?
King of Hearts.
How about that?
King of Hearts.
You get it?
Yeah, obviously we get it. We get it, Frank.
Good.
Catch up in a bit.
No, but I know you're a bit slow, so we have to...
Alright.
Help you along.
Getting old.
All right, man.
Yeah, Frank.
All right, mate.
We'll catch up in there.
We'll catch you up.
What's looking more realistic for
With-
the end of the year? If you was to pick one out of...
Who would I pick? I don't know.
No, what's
Either
more
of them.
realistic? Not what you would pick, but what's more
I
realistic?
genuinely don't know at the minute. I don't
Do you
know.
think the Wilder fight will happen at the back end of the year? Has that been discussed, or as a potential for the back end of 2019?
I think potentially there could be more of a chance. Don't hold me to it. Of Tyson and Joshua at the end of the year.
Really?
Potentially.
Oh.
But
what do you know, eh?
exactly. Well, I don't know.
you're just a trainer.
Exactly. So
you shouldn't have
I
these.
don't know, but
you believe that? Right
potentially.
now. But things change very quickly.
Potentially. Things change. Listen, them two could go and fight. Tyson could end up. They could change their mind, or anything could happen. One of them could get beat. You never know. You never know. So.
What's the situation with Isaac at the moment?
Isaac's going to be on Tyson's undercard, defence of his WBC International. Looking at the minute, get him a good stern test. And see, with Isaac, the problem is with Isaac, if you actually put together the time that we've worked together, it's only worked out about 14, 15 weeks, which really is like 1.5 camps, even though it's been 3 fights. But it was sort of 4 weeks going into the first fight, then 8 weeks into the second fight, and then 5 weeks or something into the next fight. So really this is a chance to get a full proper campaign together, and obviously he's been making improvements, but I want to be happy with where he's at before I give him the really look to push him on for bigger and better things. The WBC International is a good step towards that, and it's a process, isn't it? Look, he's developing, he wants to learn, he wants to improve, wants to get better, and that's the main thing. And as long as we're doing that, we're on the right tracks. And then when the time's right, still only young as well, Isaac. So
okay, well, look good. He's on the card anyway.
Exactly.
How many fights do you anticipate Tyson having this year?
Don't know. It depends, doesn't it? Like, it's hard to say with things like that because you don't know how the fight's going to go. You can never underestimate an opponent in boxing, but especially in the heavyweight division, and especially an unbeaten one, 6'6" and 17.5 stone. But you never know. You have to just sort of play it by ear. It'd be lovely to get free, and obviously he'd love to get free, and he wants to be active and make up for his inactive spell. But we'll have to wait and see.
Just going back to Billy Joe, same question again. How many kind of fights you want Billy Joe to be active this year? He had a few rounds at the back end of 2018, which isn't really good enough for someone like Billy Joe, but you want him to be as active as possible this year.
3 fights again would be good for him, wouldn't it? 3 fights would be good, but you never know, do you? You have an hard fight, and you don't know. You have to just play it by ear. But in an ideal world, 3 fights would be lovely, you know.
But going back to that situation regarding the title, obviously Ramirez fights, I think the 12th of April. I think I don't
know if he has to make a decision straight away. I don't know.
Something might be clear around that time, though.
Don't know, but listen, either way, Billy Joe's putting himself back on the right tracks to get back to where he needs to be. And he should be going beyond that as well. Billy Joe should be one of the best fighters, known when he's finished as one of the best fighters this country's ever produced.
Did you have any conversations with Dom Ingle, like while this was all going on, or didn't you kind of speak to him over this?
Not really, because it's not my place to get involved in that sort of thing, you know. I know Dom, I like Dom. We've had conversations and that, and chatted, and spoke about Billy Joe as well, and Tyson, and shared ideas and that. And like I say, there was no split. It was just a change.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Ben?
No, not really, mate. Anything you wanna?
Done a bit of weight, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I have.
Always nice when people notice, isn't it?
I was getting some stick when he's giving me some stick over at Billy Joe, but
where is Billy Joe?
I don't know.
Was he on the pitch?
He was, but I think he's back in now.
Ben Davison, thank you very much for your time, and we'll look forward to May the 18th here in Stevenage.